Hi, good evening, everyone. Hopefully, you are having a wonderful Thursday evening. Thank you very much for spending your time to tune in to our webinar today in collaboration with Pantai Hospital Ampang. My name is Safura. I'm a caring pharmacist and I will be your host for today. So today we will be talking about putting your vision first. Together with our speaker for this session, we will be looking deep into everything about our eyes and vision. So I'm very honored to have our subject matter expert today, Dr. Sunita Padmanabhan, consultant ophthalmologist from Pantai Hospital Ampang here to share her insight on today's topic. If you have any burning questions regarding your precious papers, that is your eyes, or you want to understand more on today's topic, don't be shy. Do let us know in the comment below and we will get Dr. Sunita to address them all for you. And now, please join me in giving a warm welcome to Dr. Sunita. Hi, Dr. Sunita. Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you for spending the evening with me. I'm good. Thank you very much. Thank you for asking. I hope you are too.
No, I should be thanking you for spending your Thursday evening.
No, not at all. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. So I'm sure our audience today is looking forward to listening to your sharing today. So when it comes to our vision, right, there are many things that we would like to know more about. But when we talk about healthcare, we're always being told to take care of our eyes, to take care of our heart, our skin, or even our feet. But our eyes is always overlooked, even though it's one of the most important organ in our body.
I agree.
So to our audience at home, if you have any question regarding eyes that you would like to get answered, drop them down below and we will answer your question in the session today.
I will do my best.
So Dr. Sunita, before we get into your presentation and to break the ice, I have a question for you. Actually, how can our vision change? Is it something that we do to ourselves, do to our habit, or is it mostly genetic? What are your thoughts about this?
You can't, of course, say there's no genetics in it. Of course, yeah, genetics, hereditary, there are many things. But I think 99.9% of the time, it's actually what we do to ourselves, how we practice, what we do, especially nowadays, like with all our gadgets and computer and phone and all that. Yeah, we are really not treating our eyes as we should. I must say that. We are really straining it.
So we will have a lot to learn from you today, from our session. Hopefully we can learn good things that we can do to our eyes. Especially
we will learn from each other.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So I'm sure our audience are already very eager to find out more from you regarding our topic today. So therefore, I will now pass the floor to you, Dr. Sunita.
Thank you. Okay, so hello everybody. Today my topic is about putting your vision first. Like I think Safura said just now, sometimes we overlook the fact that, we need to take care of our eyes. We do a lot, check our diabetes, we check our BP, we make sure, we look good in front of the mirror, but nobody ever thinks about, how we're going to take care of our vision, because, nothing happens, if you don't have vision. We can't appreciate the beautiful, world that we are in if we don't have vision. So I hope I can, shed some light a little bit into how you can take care of your eyes and in the process preserve your vision for, for as long as you live on this planet. Okay. Maybe next. Okay, so I'm going to bore you a little bit in the beginning. Just a little bit of statistics, because I just want to know the impact of vision there is in this world. So the first little box there that says the world, our population right now is about 7.3 billion. The last the last that we checked is 7.3 billion. I heard it's gone up now. Out of that, 36 million of them are blind, and not to mention 217 million have moderate to severe vision impairment. So you can imagine if you add that both together, you get 253 million people out of that 73 billion who have visual problems. And sadly to say that most of these people actually have visual problems that can be corrected or can be treated, which is sad because, you know, a lot of times we see 55% of those are among women, and a lot of them, 89% they say is visually impaired are all from the middle and lower income countries. So, and it's sad because a lot of these can actually be treated. Okay, so more than 75%, like say more than 75% of visual impairment is actually avoidable. So we're going to go hopefully show you how we can avoid these things, especially with us and among the people that we love and who are close to us, so we can, you know, prevent visual impairment. Next. Okay, again, some statistics, nothing really important. Near vision impairment, according to our side of the world, it's really high. Blind people, 3.5 million, moderate to severe visual impairment, more than 20 million. And the causes are actually, a lot of them are actually avoidable or treatable causes. Okay, so I'm not going to bore you even more. Let's go. Next slide. I particularly put this slide up because I just wanted to draw your attention to the little box on the upper left-hand corner. In 2010, they did a survey and they found that 28% of people on this planet are actually myopic. Myopia means short-sightedness. That means you are unable to see far. Like me, I wear glasses, right? So I can't see far without my glasses on. I need my glasses to see far. So myopia is actually short-sightedness. Now the prediction is by 2050, 50% of the population of this planet will be myopic, and that is a staggering amount. And the reason for that is, needless to say, is because of our the way we use our eye, you know, because of the advent of gadgets like our laptops and computers, and how dependent we are on our phones. And the worst part is, and this is the people who are using it are becoming younger and younger. So you can imagine a child who's, you know, a year or two old, who's been put on a tablet so that he will keep quiet, you know, or kept busy while, you know, your parents are doing other things. But the child is already, you know, using his near vision, and this will affect or progress into myopia as the child grows up, because the eye is not developing as it should. So this is the biggest problem that we are having, and it's becoming really critical right now. So I just wanted to put this slide so that I just tell you how impactful the numbers when we are seeing about short-sighted people on this planet. And it's crazy. The numbers are speeding up so fast, and it is scary because our children are going to be affected because we are in the next generation. Okay, so just to scare you a little bit. Okay, the rest, don't worry about it. I just want to tell you about that. Next one. Okay, so I'm going to talk about something that's not very popular. Your changes in your vision as you age. Nobody likes to age. Who does? I don't. I'm sure you don't either. But everyone inevitably will have to come to the point where we all age. So as we age, what happens? Our vision also ages. So, and it affects our everyday life. And how the problem is the independence to performing daily lives is also affected when your vision is changing. So the most common changes that happens is, one is we lose focus, especially for near, when you're trying to look at your phone, you know, you realize that, you know, you need your hand to go a little farther and farther and farther away. You realize after some time, you know, your hand's not long enough. You need a stick to, you know, put it farther so you can actually see what's on the phone. So you're losing focus. Declining sensitivity, that's, when you see, let's say, a writing, let's say a script or whatever that's on a piece of paper, you realize that the contrast is not as good as it used to be. It's not as black as it used to be. So that's declining sensitivity. And because of all of that, you need more light for you to actually read what you could when you were younger. Maybe 10 years ago, it was nothing. You never even thought of it, had no second thought about it. But now you seem to need more light for you to do your reading and stuff. Okay, so these are the changes that are going to come, if you're not already there, that will come as you grow older. Okay, so anyway, so of course, many of the visions can be changes and can be corrected. And the simplest, of course, is yes, glasses. Today, of course, with the advent of contact lenses, it's become wonderful that everybody can, actually throw away their glasses and wear contact lenses and still not look like a geek, which is, wonderful, isn't it? And of course, you will need improved lighting, better lighting for your work and everything like that. So these are the changes that these are the corrections that are available right now that you can do for yourself when you do your work and reading and whatever not. Okay. Okay, now I was just talking to you about contact lenses. This is a very big topic, and I could go on for hours talking about it, but I'm just want to highlight it to you. Maybe, Caring Pharmacy can invite me back for a contact lens talk, because contact lenses right now is very, very popular. And because it's very, very popular, it is being marketed as a replacement for glasses, which I think is incredibly dangerous. If somebody tells you, oh, I wear contact lenses, okay, fine. But do you go home and take them off? Because whatever it is, your eye needs a rest. It's horrible to have contact lenses on, and at the end of the day, your eye is feeling tired, it's red, and every time you blink, you feel like you've got, chili padi in your eye, have you felt that? I'm sure you have. Yeah, because our weather is not the best, it's always dry and humid sometimes. So it's difficult for you to have contact lenses on the entire day, and your eye really does need a break. Now, let me tell you, contact lenses is actually just a tiny piece of plastic that covers the black of your eye, which is what we call the cornea. Now, the cornea is actually one of those structures in your eye that does not have blood vessels. So how does it breathe? It needs atmosphere for it to breathe. And can you imagine you put a contact lens on top of it for 12 to 15 hours a day? So which means your eye, yeah, of course, the shop, that tells you, oh, I'm selling you contact lenses, is very permeable. They'll use all these big words, very permeable, it's breathable, blah, blah, blah. Yes, it's true. With the technology that we have right now, our contact lenses are getting better and better. It's true. But at the same time, you are still putting something in front of your eye, and that is still stopping your eye from breathing. So you can imagine, let's say you take a little ribbon and you tie yourself, just partially, tie your neck partially. I love to tell the story. You tie your neck partially and live like that for 12 hours a day. You think you can handle that? Just partially, not the whole thing. You don't stop yourself from breathing, but just partially. Can you imagine how tired you feel trying to breathe the entire day? That is how your eye feels. So you need to take those contact lenses off at the end of the day so that you allow your eye to clean and breathe and rest before the next morning you can do it all over again. It's horrible when people come and tell me, oh, I don't take my contact lenses off, I sleep with it. It's a terrible, terrible thing to do. Sanitizing your contact lenses, very important, because we are exposed to dust and air and all kinds of funny things when we walk out. And all this gets caught in your contact lenses. And can you imagine you come home and you just, let's say, open your contact lens case, just add on liquid and just take it off and put it in. Next morning, you take it out and put it back in your eye. So whatever dirt you brought back yesterday, whatever bacteria and virus that you carried back yesterday, you're putting it back right into your eye. And that can cause corneal ulcers. Corneal ulcer is like a wound that happens in your eye. And that, once it happens, I'm sorry to say, a lot of people have gone, millions of people have gone blind because of unsanitary care of their contact lenses. In fact, the sanitizing case needs to be clean. Your contact lenses need to be thrown away at a period. Of course, anytime you buy it, they will tell you, okay, this is for 3 months. This is for 1 month. Okay, make sure you write it down. Make sure you throw it away on time, because that contact lenses cannot last any longer than that. It is manufactured only for that time period. And after that, it needs to be gotten rid of and gotten a new one. You have to change it. In fact, I always like to say we are Malaysians, our parents always taught us never throw anything away. Use everything, use everything, use everything carefully. Now that bottle of lens cleaner that you buy, that big bottle, how long does it last? It doesn't last long. By right, the expiry, you should throw it after a month of use. But nobody does. Why? Because after 1 month, how much lagi? Berapa banyak lagi? Nak buang ke sakit hati lah. Tak apalah, guna lagi. But the problem is those bottles are incubators for bacteria. Bacteria grows in them. So you can imagine every day cuci contact lens, letak bacteria hantar. Macam, masak dengan bakteria, tutup balik, biar dia marinate sekejap, besok pagi pakai balik. Can you imagine? Every time I think about it, I feel sad and scared for everybody who does that. So, please, it's one of those things that, you gotta stop worrying about what your parents told you. Buang je, beli yang baru, because this is important. You don't want to keep putting back your dirty contact lenses. Okay, so it's a big topic, a lot of things to talk about, but for another time. Okay, next, please. Another big topic, computer vision syndrome. Now, computer vision syndrome, I can go on talking about this because it is such a problem these days, especially after the pandemic right now. Can you imagine the amount of work we do on the computer non-stop? Now that I think most people are back to the office, but can you imagine during the pandemic when you were on, work from home, you start, they say you start from 8 o'clock and then you finish at 5, but who does? Because you're at home, your boss assumes, oh, you kat rumah je, tak apalah, kita call you at 8 o'clock, start again. 9 o'clock meeting, so it just keeps going and going, and you are non-stop on the computer because you are supposedly at home and boss tells you, hey, why not? Can you please finish your report? I want it by 9 o'clock tonight. So you keep going. If 5 o'clock you don't finish, you have to start over and over again. So you can imagine how tired your eye is by the end of the day. So computer vision syndrome is that, and one of the symptoms that you get is eye strain. Your eye feels like, it's tight. You're getting headaches. You feel like there's burning sensation of your eye. You blink 100 times, your vision is still becoming very blurred and smoky, especially when you're staring at your computer. Your eye become like merah, very dry. Of course, not to mention, tengkuk sakit like crazy, your neck is hurting, you can't sit up properly. It's crazy. So this entire thing is what we call computer vision syndrome. And trust me, over the last year or so, the number of patients that are coming with computer vision syndrome have doubled and tripled and quadrupled because of the way things are being done right now. But look, it's not going to change. All right, computer is here to stay, your phones are here to stay. So the only way to do it is to work around it, to work smart. So how do you avoid, you may not be able to avoid computer vision syndrome 100%, but at least you can reduce it, you can control it. And that is what we want to do. Especially, can you imagine your children? Don't talk about us, our kids, because they're studying school, they're in school, they were online. I've had kids who've come who suddenly cannot see the computer at all after so many months of being on the computer, because suddenly their vision is so blurred. That is computer vision syndrome, and it's terrible. So how do we try to at least reduce or hopefully avoid computer vision syndrome? Maybe? Okay, so how do you do it? You want to avoid it? One, most important, is your glasses optimized? You need the best vision. That means if you are having, are you short-sighted, are you long-sighted? Irrespective, you need to get your glasses the best power for your eye. That means you need to get it regularly checked because you're using your computer so much. So you need to get it regularly checked. Eye exercises. There are many eye exercises that just Google it. You can find out, how to do eye exercises. The easiest one, simple. You take your finger and you stretch it out as far as your arm will go. And then you pull the finger back until the finger becomes double. You see two fingers. And then you stop. And then you go out again. And you do it all over again. Repeat it 10 times a day. That is the eye exercise, the simplest thing you can do. Okay, proper lighting, very important. Okay, you need your light to be good. You don't want your light shining on your screen. You want a light that's, not shining on your light or sorry, on your eye. You need something from behind. Okay, something that will light everything up and you don't have to, keep doing this to look at things. Is your monitor clean? Make sure everything is clean and it doesn't cause any glare, it's not dusty. Distance, very important. You need to adjust it such that you're comfortable, you're sitting up, your posture, what do you call this? If you're going to be very long hours, you don't want to be reading small prints. Change the font, increase it. All these things will actually help you to relax your eye even more. Like I say, it will not prevent it 100%, but at least a little bit. Frequent blinking. Nobody ever thinks about it. How many times do you blink in a minute? Everybody blinks at supposed to be about 20 times a minute. But do you know when you're looking at a screen, you blink about 8 to 10 times? That's less than 50%. And do you know what happens when your eye is left open for too long without blinking? It dries out. So that's why you get dry eye from your computers, because you're not blinking. But who remembers to blink? Who wants to do that, right? Nobody does. But somehow, you have to keep reminding yourself, okay, keep blinking, okay, stop staring at the computer, blink, blink, okay, blink. All right. Now, the other thing, and I think it's one of the best rules to have, is the 20-20-20 rule. What is the 20-20 rule? It's every 20 minutes, you take a break, you look at something that's 20 feet away. Okay, just for 20 seconds. So 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away, just for 20 seconds. Now, what happens at that time? When you look away from your screen. Now, when I say look away from your screen, I mean, don't look away from your screen to your phone. That's redundant, okay? I mean, look away from your screen and look at something far, more than 20 feet or more than 6 meters away. Then you want to put a green, maybe a little plant in your office, at your home, maybe 6 feet away from you. 6 meters away from you. Look at it just for 20 seconds and then look back. I've had many people tell me, how to remember 20 minutes. The timer, if you know you're going to be on the computer for hours, put a timer on your phone. Let the phone remind you. Or a screensaver, let the screensaver come on so that it reminds you that you need to look away. So these are little extra efforts that you need to make so that you're able to work longer hours on your computer. Because let me tell you something, if you keep going down the road and forcing your eye, straining your eye on a computer without actually taking care of yourself, the number of years that you're going to be able to do the work is going to be less and less and less, because you will not be able to take it. After some time, you won't be able to sit for that hours that you initially started with. So care now so that you know your working years will be comfortable and easier even for the future. Okay, so computer vision syndrome, big topic. All right, nice. So vision loss and aging. Loss of vision, let me tell you something, loss of vision is not normal. It is not a normal part of aging. Don't say, oh, I'm losing my vision lah, normal lah, saya nak dah tua. No. Just because you're aging doesn't mean you need to lose vision. And there are many diseases that can occur as you grow older. The risk increases as you age. So as you age, you need to take care of your eye even more and more, because there are a lot of diseases that are taken. Safura is just rubbing her eye and worrying me now. Contact lens girl?
No. I have personal questions for you, but I'll keep it.
Keep it here. Okay, all right, fine. See, I got another patient. Okay, so as time goes on, the risk of eye diseases actually increases. So you really need to watch yourself. As you grow older, you actually need to monitor your eye even more. And let me tell you, I'm repeating this again, losing your vision is not a normal part of aging. Do not accept it. Okay, like I said earlier, as normal, you will have certain changes, but those changes can be corrected with your glasses, with your whatever that you get, contact lenses and all that. Don't accept if you're losing vision. Something is wrong. It must be checked. It must be cared for. All right, next. Okay, so just now we were talking about diseases. Let's talk about the different diseases. Let's say somebody who's got normal vision. See how wonderful you see the two little kids. But according to the disease, you lose vision a certain way, right? Like glaucoma. Glaucoma is called a thief of sight. Why is it called a thief of sight? Because initially there is no symptom. Sad, there is no symptom. It's called a thief of sight because you lose vision from the periphery. How many times have you put your hand out macam ni and look forward and see kalau you nampak tak tangan ni? Siapa yang check? Tak pernah. The problem is vision tu akan mengecut sampai you nampak terowong saja. Can you imagine going through life like you're driving in a tunnel? That's what glaucoma is. Glaucoma patients feel like they're living in a tunnel. Okay, so they lose vision from the periphery, and sadly, most glaucoma patients don't know they have glaucoma until it is very late, and it already has affected their vision. And trust me, glaucoma is when you come to us to treat, and you already have glaucoma, we can only save the vision that you have right now. We cannot reverse it. So what's lost is lost. Okay, that is the problem with these diseases that affect the nerve or the retina, what we call the retina of the eye, which is the nerve of the eye. Okay, once the nerve is affected, there is really not much we can do. Okay, right. So ARMD, or what we call age-related macular degeneration. This one, most people will come very fast because right smack in the center. It's like when you're looking at somebody, you can see their hair or their tudung or their whatever, but you cannot see their features. You cannot see their face anymore. All right, so that's what age-related macular degeneration is like. Diabetic retinopathy. Are you diabetic? Have you had your eye checked? Really need to, because a lot of people go to the doctor, check their diabetes. First thing they will do is check kidney. Buah pinggang, okay ke tak? Kan? Everybody does that. Tapi semua lupa, but that kencing manis can also affect the eye, which is really important. And by the time they come to see us, kencing manis dah 20 tahun, 30 tahun. Tapi tak pernah sekali pun tak pernah tengok mata sama ada okey ke tidak. Lepas tu bila datang tu macam dah terlewat, you know, the diabetic retinopathy has become so advanced. Then after that, trying to control it is very difficult. But diabetic retinopathy, if caught early, can be treated very fast and we can save your vision. so that it doesn't get back. Can you imagine seeing patchy black areas like this? That's what diabetic retinopathy people actually see. Cataract, of course, everybody knows about cataract. Cataract is always reversible. Get yourself done. Don't accept. Everybody says, oh, mata I kelabu lah, mata I macam tak nampak lah. Alah, selaput je. Never mind, boleh tunggu lagi. That is the problem. Everybody assumes that because your eye vision is blur, it is cataract ataupun selaput. But there are many other diseases besides cataract that can also cause problem. Cataract is treatable, tak ada masalah. You datang, kita buang selaput tu, kita ganti dengan kanta tiruan. Okay, settle. Tapi what if it is not? What if it is other things? So very important to remember, not all vision that you're losing is because of cataract. Okay, next. Okay, so what is low vision? Low vision is visual impairment yang tak boleh dikorek dengan apa-apa. That means your glasses tak jalan, contact lens tak jalan, we can't give you any medications, we can't do surgery. Then we have to give you what we call low vision aids. Okay, and this will affect your everyday daily life. It will definitely affect it. You will start needing people to take care of you. Okay, so don't ever want to walk down the road. So make sure early enough you take care of your vision, because I think most of us want to be independent for the rest of our lives. Hopefully, can. Nobody wants to be, doing this, right? Nobody does. So my advice is do it early. Don't wait till it's too late. Don't wait till you cannot see and then you become like low vision and nothing can be done and nothing can be corrected. Okay, next. So most vision loss, like I was saying, no symptoms, but early detection and treatment is what we need to focus on. It needs to be a point of focus so that we can save your sight. You need it. Okay, so the advice by WHO is everybody above the age of 50 should get their the eye checked at least annually, once a year. If you are less than 50, maybe once in 5 years. Now, in fact, they're saying less than 40 or more than 45. Those days used to be more than 50. Now it's less than 45. Okay, the reason being, of course, obviously because we're using a lot of gadgets and stuff like that. Now, what do you do when you do go see a doctor, which is very important right now? Okay, and when I say check your eye, I don't mean go check your eye in a clinic or whatever. I'm talking about looking for an eye doctor, an ophthalmologist, to actually get a comprehensive eye examination done to check your vision and the health of your eye, which is very important. Okay, next. So what is a comprehensive dilated eye examination? This is what you want when you go and see an ophthalmologist and say, you may not have a problem. Don't wait till you have a problem. Even if you don't have a problem, if you are a diabetic, if you are a hypertensive, if you have any other medical conditions, then this 50 years old is redundant. It doesn't matter what is your age, you need to get your eye checked. But this advice is for you if you are healthy and you have no visual problem, no medical problems, yes, then annual. But what do you want? Don't wait till your vision is affected before you look for an ophthalmologist. Do it even when your eye is healthy. Okay, you don't want to be at a point where you cannot see baru nak jumpa doctor. Okay, so every year once, just find a day, just go and get yourself a comprehensive dilated eye examination. Now, what will the doctor do? Most importantly is they want to see the eye from what is in front right to the back. What is behind, which is your nerve, what we call the retina, and also the optic nerve. Okay, it's like a camera. What the doctor will do is they will put eye drops in your eye. that eye drop will dilate dia punya anak mata supaya dia jadi besar macam dilated pupil gambar kedua tu. Okay, so that we can have a look kat belakang mata macam mana, sama ada dia punya urat mata cantik, dia punya saraf mata cantik, which is very important. That is the part that sometimes get affected and then you can lose vision. Okay, so this is very important. When you go to your ophthalmologist and say, can I please have a comprehensive dilated eye examination? Important, because then you will have full examination of your eye and you're good to go for the next 1 year. Okay, all right. So this is what you want to do. Next, baby. How to protect your vision? Same lah. I'm going to, sound like a parrot. With your smoking, exercise, wear your, sunglasses. We need protection because, our UV rays are crazy right now. Make sure that your BP is normal, your sugar is normal, eat healthy, simple things. Okay, these are the things just to keep ourselves healthy. That's how you keep your eye healthy also. All right, that's how you protect your vision. Next. Okay. Now, when you do go see the eye doctor, these are the questions you must ask. Am I at risk? What are my risks? What do I have to do to take care if I have those risks? I'm having problems with my vision. Can it be corrected? How is it going to be corrected? If you're not experiencing any changes yet, what are the changes I am going to experience? Is my focus going to be difficult? I seem to need more lighting whenever I read. Is that a normal thing that happens? These are the questions you must ask. How do I protect my eye from any further damage? What do I need to do? Will it get worse? That's another question. And then, of course, what are the controls? Let's say you are diabetic, hypertensive, those are things you need to take care. Any lifestyle things that I need to change so that, it will improve my vision. Those are things. So when you go see an eye doctor, you need to know what are the questions that you want to ask him. I mean, after all, you're seeing him or her once a year, so you'll jot down all the problems that you are having and make sure that the doctor answers those questions so that you are safe for the next 1 year until you see him again. Okay, so I think I've come to the end of my little presentation. I hope that was helpful. I just wanted to do an overall talk today. I didn't want to cover too many things in detail. Okay, Safura? That was okay.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for the very insightful sharing today. We have a few questions from the floor already.
Oh, good.
But before I pick up the questions, just want to let our audience know that today we will be having a giveaway session. So please do stay until the end of this webinar session, as we will be having some giveaway session at the end. So to answer a few questions that our audience has put in the comment, first one is from Miss Shakila. I think you have answered this one during your presentation. She's asking what's the best way to relax our eyes after using laptop and phone. So I think, yep, you've covered it in your presentation. So
20-20-20 rule. Shall I repeat it? 20-20-20 rule. Make sure your eye is checked regularly. Your glasses are proper. Like I say, computer vision syndrome, big topic. I can go on for hours. It's a really big topic, but the simplest thing is 20-20-20 rule. 20 minutes on your computer. Make sure you look away for 20 seconds at something that's at least 6 meters or 20 feet away. 20,
and good tip on putting alarm on your phone as well.
Yes. Remind yourself. Yeah, nobody ever remembers because everybody's focused on doing reports and things like that. Siapa nak ingatkan 20 minit? So timer on the phone.
Okay. And also I see a trend in our audience today. So this one is a sharing. I'll just read it out.
Yeah.
So Miss Shakila said she used to be long-sighted and she was using contact lens for more than 10 years. And then she developed infection in both eyes. So she went through some medical treatment, and then she got a LASIK, which is an eye correction surgery to correct her vision, and haven't used contact lenses ever since.
Okay, so
And
everybody should learn from her.
and I see a trend. It's quite there's a trend in LASIK, I guess, because a few of our audiences are asking about it. So Miss Khadijah is asking that she did LASIK before, and ever since she had dry eyes.
Yes.
So if dry eyes can
LASIK, yes. One of the most common side effects of LASIK is dry eyes. But most of the time, dry eyes last for about 6 months, maybe maximum a year. If you are having dry eyes longer than that, maybe you should get your eye checked again. Because there may be other causes of dry eyes too. It's not just LASIK alone. But if it is one of the most common complications after LASIK lah. How long after, I wonder, she didn't say, she didn't mention.
She didn't mention. Maybe we can have Miss Khadijah to share her experience.
Dah berapa lama dah?
Dah berapa lama dah buat. And also you mentioned before that you should get an annual eye checkup at your eye clinic. So maybe if you're having dry eyes, or even if you don't have any symptoms, sometimes you think you have a good vision, but you wouldn't know. So it's better to get an annual checkup, like that Dr. Su advised us now. So
2017. She did the surgery in 2017. Khatijah kan nama dia?
Yes, 2017. So it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. So maybe you should get your eye checked. Tengok kalau ada masalah lain yang causing the dry eye tu. Selalunya lah lepas LASIK 6 bulan ke setahun yang dry eye tu memang biasalah. Tapi lepas tu kalau ada, mungkin ada masalah lain yang menyebabkan dry eyes jugalah. I'm not saying that LASIK, sometimes of course patients ada, maknanya daripada sebelum dia buat LASIK tu dah ada dry eyes, lepas tu dia buat juga LASIK, memang teruk lah lepas tu dry eye dia sebab dia akan make it worse. So maybe you should get it checked. I'm not sure, maybe something else that causes the dry eye.
Then Dr. Su, is dry eyes treatable? Is there any treatment for dry eyes?
Yes. We need to, a lot of times when you go to the clinic or something, they just give you artificial tears. But it's very short term, but there are many underlying causes that are treatable that can cause dry eyes. So you need to find an ophthalmologist who can actually look at your eye and say, okay, are you having a problem with your eyelids? Because you must understand dry eye is important, because I've got another big topic here, because it's nobody ever thinks about dry eye. Some simple physics. Tears have got 3 layers. Simple tau. One tear has got 3 layers. Yang layer kat luar tu minyak. Yang layer kat dua tu is air. Layer kat dalam tu a layer that memegang mata. Okay, so layer minyak tu mustahak. Layer minyak tu kalau tak ada layer minyak, kena angin je habis. Resap dia punya tears. So the minyak is very important. Okay, and that minyak actually comes from your eyelid. So eyelid tu kalau kelenjar minyak semua sumbat, tak bergunalah. Memang mata akan kering juga. So all these things need to be looked at. So there are many reasons why you get dry eye. So if once we can pinpoint what is the reason, then we treat it. The problem is most people pergi pharmacy, beli air mata biasa, treat, tapi dia sekejap je. Dia akan, how long you going to use it for your entire life? Tak kan? So sometimes you can find the underlying cause, treat it. I'm not saying it's easy. Memang susah. Dry eye is one of the most difficult things to treat because there are many parameters that can cause dry eye. So we need to find out what is the underlying cause, and then if there is an underlying cause, we can treat it. Susah nak treat dry eye. So
Miss Khadijah, should we giving the optometrist
yeah.
a visit.
Please, you should find an ophthalmologist to help you with your dry eye.
And doctor, I'll be taking one more question regarding
Sure.
LASIK. Mr. Hassan is asking about the risk of LASIK in long term. I guess he's interested in doing LASIK.
If you're interested in doing LASIK, it's a very, very big topic, because one is, it is important to have a look at your eyes. Not everybody can do LASIK. You have to be, one is whether your eye is capable of doing LASIK. Like I said, if you have dah ada dry eye sebelum tu, memang you are not good candidate for LASIK. How old are you? If you are more than 35 years old, don't bother doing LASIK. Okay, because very soon you are going to start having cataract. Cataract is better be done rather than do LASIK. Okay, again, all this is all just what do you call this, parameters that we are looking at lah. The LASIK is something we need to look at the eye individually. Bukan semua orang yang boleh guna buat LASIK. Okay, so I don't know what is his how old is he, what is his what are the eye problems that he has. So you have to look into all that before you can talk about whether you can do LASIK or not.
Doctor, one last question regarding LASIK from Mr. Justin. So he's asking that he always heard about possibility of post-LASIK rapid occurrence. Is that a myth?
No, it's not a myth.
So, I guess he's asking whether your vision can get worse.
Yes, it can not get worse, but let's just say lah, okay, you do your LASIK after maybe 5 years, 6 years. It doesn't mean that, kalau power tu dah kosong tu, dia takkan datang balik. Kadang-kadang dia akan sikit-sikit dia akan datang balik. And then on top of that, macam presbyopia, which is rabun dekat kita, yang susah nak baca bila kita dah tua kan, like me, so so after some time LASIK ke apa ke, at the end of the day susah baca juga, you kena pakai kacamata kan. So again, that's why I'm saying these are the questions you need to ask when we're talking about LASIK. How old you are? Is it worth doing LASIK at your age? Are you ever having underlying problems that may not be you may not be a good candidate to do LASIK? So it's a question for your ophthalmologist lah. Kalau you betul-betul nak buat, you have to find an ophthalmologist who's doing LASIK. Not all ophthalmologists do LASIK because the machine is not easy to find. I mean, mesin tu tak murah, memang expensive. So certain centers do LASIK. Find a center that does a LASIK and find an ophthalmologist that's doing it and doing it often. Don't find a place where they buat sekejap-sekejap buat, sekejap-sekejap tak buat. Find a place that's famous for doing LASIK because they are very, very, they're very pro at it lah, basically that's the word for it. So find a place like that, discuss with the doctors and see whether you are eligible to do LASIK. Okay.
It's good to hear the opinion from you. So moving on from the LASIK topic, Miss Mariama is asking. So she's 58 years old and she always needs to close her eyes after half an hour because her eyes feels tired, especially when she's in a meeting. So why does it happen and what should she do to help with the tired eyes?
Well, one is, again, like I said, 58 years old, has she seen an ophthalmologist? Most important, you need to know whether her vision is corrected. If her eye is getting tired, which means she's straining, focus dia macam dah tak cukup, so dia like she's forcing her eye to work extra, so of course it become tired, which means many questions in my head lah. Is she having dry eye? Is her vision properly corrected? How long is she on her computer? Maybe she's having computer vision syndrome. So all these things need to be looked at. So unless I actually have a look at her, I may not be able to tell her, but these are the things that needs to be looked at. Like how long is she on the computer? Is she having dry eyes? Is her vision properly corrected? Maybe her environment of working is not good enough, that she's stressing her eye too much, that is affecting her vision. At the end of the day, you can imagine kalau, an entire day of you working on the computer being by 5, 6 o'clock, I'm sure you're really tired and having a headache. But you need to know why, like, what is the reason underlying this? Many, many reasons that could be.
So these two questions, I would say, is related to each other. Following up to your explanation about computer vision syndrome. So Miss Tan and Miss Khadijah is asking about whether eye protection mode on handphone works, and Miss Khadijah is asking about Blu-ray glasses,
Yes,
whether
Blu-ray
they work or
glasses.
not. So we always see on the internet, right?
Yes. Okay.
People saying they use that, and when you scroll down, you will see Shopee affiliate links.
Yes.
So, that's why. So it's better. Hopefully, we can get an insight from you
I'm the
whether
worst person to ask about blue
why.
filter because if you
I'm
ask
very
me,
interested too.
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you put a blue filter on your phone and on your, whatever, but you're still on it for 8 to 10 hours a day. What blue filter is going to help you? You're still straining your eye.
Okay.
If this blue filter talk is actually to protect the retina because certain rays can affect the retina. Okay, that means the cells dalam retina tu boleh dirosakkan dengan ray daripada komputer. Okay, but this computer ray thingy has been dah betulkan dah lama dah. The computers we have nowadays, the technology is so good that this Blu-ray thing is dah nominal dah. Dulu je masa yang komputer yang besar-besar tu, yang kotak besar, yes, that one used to have lots of radiation and stuff like that. Yes, betul, that time. But with the advent of our new technologies, the newer screens that we have right now, this Blu-ray filter thing is becoming more and more of a gimmick. Because I believe most of the screens that we have on our computer is already taken care of. In fact, if you really, really are worried, I would just put one blue filter on your computer dah. Because a lot of people nak pakai Blu-ray, blue filter glasses lah, tak berguna. How much can you work? You are still straining your eye by, working over, the stipulated time in your hours on your computer. So you can buat apa pun, you akan rasa tired juga. But the initial part was actually because of radiation that affects the nerve. But I think these days with our new screen, tak ada teruk sangat.
So don't always buy into claims that you find
No,
online.
please
Verify
don't.
it.
Thank you. Yes,
Like
nicely
this
put,
webinar.
Safura. Nicely put, Safura. Very nicely
Okay.
put. Yeah.
One last question
Yeah,
from
tell
Mr.
me.
Justin, Doctor. Mr. Justin is asking whether he should be worried about flying floaters that he sees in his vision.
What
Is that
filters?
something? Flying floaters?
Oh, flying floaters. Has he got his eye checked again?
Mr. Justin, there you go.
Mr. Justin, you need to tell me whether you got your eye checked. Floaters is actually a very common aging process. Okay, what happens with floaters is the normal floaters there are many causes of floaters. That's why we tell you when you see floaters, come and get your eye checked. And usually we advise people get your eye checked once a year, at least kalau you have floaters. The reason for worrying about floaters is because what happens when we grow older is, again, sadly, we all talk about growing old when you're young. So what happens is, pernah potong ikan tak? Mata ikan. Dalam dia ada macam jelly tau. Mata kita is full of jelly. So what happens is when you're young, that jelly is actually very hard. Keras punya jelly. So as we grow older, that's why our skin sags as we grow older, because we lose collagen, protein that is in our skin that we lose is because that's when as we grow older. That eyeball jelly too is 99% collagen. So imagine as you grow older, collagen you're losing on your skin. Sama you akan collagen you akan losing dalam mata tu juga. So what happens, you imagine an orb of jelly that's hard. And as you grow older, that protein, collagen protein that you're losing, tengah-tengah tu, the core tu jadi cair. Okay, it becomes soft, lembik. So what happens is yang keras tu akan collapse. So when it collapses, it will come off, dia akan detach daripada bola mata. When it detaches from that eyeball, that part that's detaching from the eyeball is what you see as floaters. So whenever you move your head to, dia akan ikut. Okay, so that is actually what floaters. Now floaters on its own, if you check, there's nothing. You just let it come off. The problem is while the floater is coming off, kadang-kadang dia boleh, bila dia nak cabut daripada retina tu ataupun urat tu, dia akan tertarik, dia akan koyakkan the nerve, the retina. That is the scary part. That is the part that we have to worry about. That's why we tell you, if you are having floaters, come and get it checked, because we want to make sure that that has not happened. That's why we advise you, kalau you have a floater, come quickly and have a check. Let's have a look first. You need a, like I said, a dilated, comprehensive dilated eye examination for you to know whether your floater is okay or not.
So Mr. Hassan is saying that it sounds scary.
Yeah, I know it is, but it's actually not. But come and check. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's most important. Just find an ophthalmologist, get the eye checked. Just tell them you got floaters. Very easy to get it checked.
Okay, I think that's all the questions that we have from our audience today.
Excellent.
Mhm.
All right.
Thank you, Doctor, for answering.
I hope everybody was, I won't say entertained, at least we'll learn something, I hope.
We all learned a lot from you
Oh,
today.
I'm glad.
It was
Thank
a
you
very
very
insightful
Thank
sharing
you
indeed.
very much. I'm glad.
So, Dr. Su, do you have any last words to share with our audience?
My last words will be, as usual, whatever your age will be, if you've not gotten your eye checked, please get it done, because like I said, there is no way on earth right now that we can actually separate ourselves from the gadgets that we are on. This is our life, and it will become worse and worse as time goes on. So the only way is to protect ourselves, and the way to protect ourselves is, one, get your vision checked. Second, get your eye checked. Call your favorite ophthalmologist on speed dial. Tolong, please check my eye for me. Okay. Thank you all for spending the evening with me. It has been a pleasure. Thank you, Safura.
The audience are saying thank you for your excellent
Thank
sharing.
you.